Rjukan. For the first time in winter, the Norwegian picturesque town of Rjukan experienced sunlight, thanks to the big mirrors called heliostats, which reflect the sunlight from the surrounding mountains. This was an occasion to celebrate, since between October and March, the sun never reached as far down as the town. Nestled between two towering Norwegian mountains, Rjukan would sit in permanent shadows for about 6 months of the year. Located roughly southwest of Oslo, Rjukan is tucked in a valley at the foot of the Gaustatoppen mountain. With a tiny population of about 3,400, Rjukan is a small industrial town, named after the Rjukanfossen, meaning the smoking waterfall. This waterfall is a tourist destination and is lit with electricity produced from its own flow. The surrounding mountains shield the town from direct sunlight for 5 to 6 months of the year, making for a long, cold winter for the residents. For many years, health-conscious townspeople climbed up the mountains in winter to bask in the sun and perhaps to stimulate their bodies to produce vitamin D. Rjukan was a company town for Norsk Hydro, a Norwegian company. It set up a fertilizer plant here to utilize the hydroelectricity that was generated from the waterfall. The founder of Norsk Hydro, Sam Ady, wanted to bring a bit of natural light to the valley, to cheer up the locals and make employees more active. On 31st October 1913, a local newspaper published a suggestion by local bookkeeper Oscar Kittelsen to use a solspiel, or a sun mirror, to reflect sunlight onto the town. But technological limitations of the early 1900s stood in the way of the project. Instead, a cable car was installed in 1928 that made the trip up the sunlit mountains easier. Almost 80 years later, the project was revived by an artist called Martin Anderson in 2005. He launched the Mirror Project and worked towards both raising funds and interest in the project. A company that builds mirror systems for solar thermal power plants in hotter climates was drafted in to install the mirrors on the mountain wall. But this was not an easy task, as there was no road leading to the construction site, forcing them to carry the heavy equipment there by helicopter. Since there was no way they could heave a heavy crane up the mountain, they had to improvise to maneuver the high mirrors into place. Joachim Maas, the CEO of the appointed company, spoke about the ancient tools used, such as tripods made from wood, over 9 meters long. The mirrors were lifted and installed with technology that was used over a century ago. Public criticism, too, made the work a little difficult. Many in Rjukan thought the sun mirror proposal was an expensive, extravagant gimmick, till the idea came to fruition. For them, the cable car was a more doable proposition. However, the minds behind this incredible innovation made it possible for the residents to experience the brightness and warmth of the winter sun in their own town square. On 31st October 2013, exactly 100 years after the idea was conceived, the sun mirror became a reality. 3 heliostats were erected on a ridge on the Gaustatoppen mountain. Designed to shift every 10 seconds to track the movements of the sun, these heliostats are powered by renewable energy, solar and wind power. The mirrors beam sunlight into the town's main square, producing a beam of light almost 80% as powerful as direct sunlight on the mountain, thus literally bringing the city out of the shadows. Now, 600 square meters of the earlier gloomy town square is now flooded with reflected sunlight. The sun mirrors have given a fillip to both tourism and industry. Since they are a real draw during the winter, the town offers snow sports in the mountains and ice climbing in the local areas that lie around Rjukan. The residents are thrilled to bits by the fact that people from all over the world now come to their doorstep, just to see if the sun is shining. Even the critics are converted. In the words of Rjukan's mayor, Steiner Bergsland, it's a perfect combination of technology and art. And of course, it is a great welfare